Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Regular viewers will remember I did a story earlier in the week about Dr. Lisa Cameron. She is an NHS psychologist who then became an MSP. And she is currently being sort of ostracised and bullied and ignored and treated quite badly by her own party because she dared, and she committed an unspeakable sin because she dared to say that the victim of Patrick Grady needs to be considered, as well as just welcoming the sex pest back into the party. Grady, the man who looks like a thumb, seems to be always man of the day. He's great, he's super. He touches up other people's children, but he's great. And nobody gave us a concern about this young lad who was his victim. She's a clinical psychologist. She understands. She works with the people who suffer like this. So she said, we need to just give a little bit of consideration to him. And because she dared to break the unwritten rule that you only take care of your own in the SNP, you only back the perpetrators, you never back the victims, she has been subject to such abuse. Well, now her local constituency are looking to deselect her, and she is prepared to go to court. And you know what? This is a weird one, but I'm going to back her. I'm going to back her to the hilt, because by actually going and standing up for the victim, I think it's showing that she is actually a decent human being. One of the very few in the SNP. A party that consists of pervs, predators and peds. And it's just nice to see that they're not all like that. Let's have a look at the story. So SNP battle lines drawn as local MSP backs the deselection of Lisa Cameron despite legal threat. Lisa Cameron's an MP. But it's the local MSP in the same area that wants her gone. Because, of course, they have to. They have to get rid of her because she dares to stand up and say that Patrick the Thumb Grady is not fit to stand, and that people should actually care about his victim rather than him. But that's, this is the SNP. Anyway, Dr. Lisa Cameron has already threatened legal action against her constituency and now faces a battle to retain her seat in East Kilbride and Strathaven, as her opponent banks two high-profile endorsements. Well, what do you expect? Nothing less from this party. The SNP's ongoing civil war has intensified further after a sitting MSP threw her backing behind a resurgent candidate looking to unseat a sitting MP. Dr. Lisa Cameron has threatened legal action against her own party if they block her from standing again in East Kilbride, Strathaven and Lesmahago's seat. I think it's Lesmahago. Please God tell me I've got that right. Anyway, she is facing a selection battle against the SNP staffer Grant Costello, with the pair set to collide at a hustings in the coming weeks. And Mr. Costello has revealed that he is being backed by two high-profile local politicians, including a current MSP. They are so desperate to get rid of Lisa Cameron because Lisa Cameron is one thing they cannot abide. She's a decent human being. She's not one of the SNP's usual group of corrupt or stupid or perverted degenerates. She actually is a decent human being who says it's important that you deal with the victims of Patrick Grady rather than, welcoming this sex pest MP back into the fold. Colette Stevenson, East Kilbride MSP, and Lisa Fabiani have both given endorsements to the challenger in an attempt to deselect the incumbent Miss Cameron. The MP has hinted that she would trigger a by-election if she fails to be backed by a local constituency party and has warned she's looking at legal action. Darling, my darling, my darling, go for the by-election. Go for the by-election. Walk away, say no, resign, and go for the by-election, because that will utterly defeat the SNP. Stand as an independent, because people will look at you, see why you've resigned on the matter of principle, on the principle that you care about the victims of people of your own party, rather than trying to welcome back the degenerate freeloaders and scum and awful human beings that the party seems to be filled with. And I'm pretty sure that the local people will see that and will endorse your view. Do it. It is absolutely brilliant. Anyway, it relates to an email sent by her local SNP branch secretary, which claimed the party rules may have been broken by activists trying to win votes for an unnamed candidate. It read, "I have been made aware that some members are being approached at home by people they do not know, asking them to nominate a potential candidate. Given that such an approach may be in breach of the party's rules, please do email me if you are approached. And I do not know how the person became aware that you are a party member." Because, yeah, the only way they'll know it's a party member is if they've gone through the books. And that shouldn't be allowed unless they are entitled to see these details. It's a very complex thing, the GDPR and all that. Given that such an approach... Anyway, Miss Cameron threatened legal action against the branch, which reports claimed relates to defamation. Last week, she raised the prospect of causing another by-election and criticised the SNP hierarchy when her constituency's Westminster Campaign Committee backed a party worker to contest her seats. It's funny, isn't it? They've just got rid of Fergus Ewing for a week. You've got this one. The two things in common are that the two they're trying to oust and get rid of and harm are seen as decent human beings. Tells you all you need to know, I think, about the SNP. When they don't want decent human beings, they just want awful people in them. Anyway, now Mr. Costello has posted on social media that he's being backed by Miss Stevenson, who was also elected as an MSP for East Kilbride in 2021. Her endorsement read, "I'm supporting Grant Costello as our candidate for East Kilbride and Strathaven. Grant has been a great advocate for our local community and he brings with him a tremendous amount of knowledge and experience. And he's prepared to kiss ass all the way up and protect the thumb." And there's a picture of the thumb there on the screen on the right. Patrick Toucher-Upper Grady, sex pest MP, perverted little shit, I think is a correct terminology. Let him sue me. He is guilty of gross malfeasance, touching up other people's children. And who would want that? Think about this. If you're a parent, would you want that pouring over your child? It makes you squirm, doesn't it? Anyway, he says, "I believe he will be a great MP for East Kilbride and Strathaven because the one we've got now is a decent human being and we can't possibly have that," she didn't say. "Having grown up here, I doubt he's grown up. He knows only too well the issues that matter to the residents of the constituency." Yeah, not having touching up MPs is quite high on the list, I suspect. Anyway, Mr. Costello and Miss Cameron will now go head-to-head for the nomination for the renamed constituency, with the former also revealing support from ex-MSP and Deputy Holyrood Presiding Officer Linda Fabiani. What a bunch of degenerate wankers they really are in the SNP, aren't they? They'll back the likes of Patrick Grady and get rid of all the decent ones. Is it any wonder every policy they have is so bad? I mean, we just did the video about Hogg. They're pushing for the sexualisation of children. They're trying to basically legalise the art of children. And at the same time, they're backing someone who touches children or other people's children up. Yes, I know he was like 17 or 18 or whatever, but he's still very young and he was in a position of authority. And I certainly wouldn't want that touching anything or anyone I knew. He's like an odious little toad, isn't he? Anyway, I'm going to come up and finish off. I really just don't get it. What is it with the SNP? Why do they only want the corrupt, the stupid, the degenerate and the filth? Why don't they want to appeal to decent, ordinary people who go about their lives concerned with those who are victims, concerned with those who are suffering? Not the SNP. They're the ones who want to inflict the pain, the misery, the poverty. They want to make women a thing of the past, basically cancel the existence of women, make children playthings of men. This is everything they do. This gender bill, they basically want to eradicate women. You look at all they're doing with pushing sexuality onto children. They basically want to turn children into objects of desire. This is who the SNP are. They're scum. They're a criminal organisation. They're corrupt. They're liars. They're thieves. Why would anyone decent want to stand for them anyway? Lisa Cameron, quit. Force the by-election. Stand as an independent. Tell people what's going on and tell them that you'll fight to stop it. And everyone decent in the SNP, and there must be a couple at least, needs to walk away and just let them go and highlight and tell people exactly what they are and what they're like and where they're going. We all see it, but nobody wants to acknowledge it. It's an amazing thing. They really need to be prosecuted, each and every one of them, for all these things. They are no different than the National Socialists. And I think a time of reckoning must come. We must have our own version of the Nuremberg trials and try every single member of the SNP. And then maybe give them the same punishment. If only we could find another peer point, eh? Anyway, I shall stop there. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, do please hit the subscribe button. It really, really helps. Hit the like, share the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well. And let's all back Lisa Cameron. And if you live in her constituency and she does force the election and she stands as an independent, bloody well vote for her. Bye.